Hi there, just a quick video to talk about my experience with Selleys Power Grip glue. Now there is a backstory to why I first purchased this glue for use. It started back in February 2022. February 2022 my daughter purchased this Hyundai Santa Fe. Note the nice driving lights. Anyway, on its maiden voyage, a 200-kilometre trip from north of the state to the south of the state, my daughter hit a crow. Now no one hits crows in Tasmania. Crows are those pesky blackbirds. They dance around in front of you while you're driving and they just evade you at the last minute. They remind me of those two cartoon crows that you see in cartoons, those couple of smart aleck crows. Oh, here they are. It appears that this unfortunate crow, though, on the day decided to leave his exit a little bit late, and as he was trying to evacuate the area, he's bounced off the driving light of my daughter's car. Hitting the light has actually broken the back ABS plastic cover that holds the actual globe in. And when I noticed a bit later on, when she finally caught up to me on the highway again, I noticed that the driving light was only being held on by the wiring and dangling over the edge of the little nudge bar on the front of the car. So the following morning, I was off to the local hardware store, nice and early, and found this glue, Selleys Power Grip, around $10. I thought I'd give that a go. It said it glued up all plastic, so I thought I'd give it a try and see if it would repair the back cover for the driving light. The next couple of photos sort of show you where the cracks were and what I've had to glue back up, with the final picture there showing the driving light all back in place on the nudge bar. My wife bought me the Selleys vacuum cleaner head the other day. It's just totally broken off the head's actually broken off this wheelie bit. So I've just, after some effort, disassembled the head because I couldn't push it back on this other piece. I couldn't get it in there, so I thought, just remove a couple of screws, take this bit off. Now it's all going in pieces, so now I could try and work out how to clean it and put it all back together again and use this Selleys Power Grip to glue it up. So this is Selleys Power Grip, two-part piece where you've got this primer pencil and then you've got your actual glue there. So the idea is you prime both sides of the plastic that you're going to join together, and then you only glue one side. Put the glue on one side and join them together. So it takes you through the steps just there, so you can sort of see those steps and so on and so forth. Now I've used it on a piece of ABS plastic in the past, and it was actually on a driving light cover case, and that worked really well. So I'm just going to get all this out. So it says, ensure surfaces are close fitting, clean, dry and free of dust. Using the primer pen, apply one coat to each plastic surface to be bonded. If the primer pen appears dry, test by drawing a line on a piece of paper. The wet mark should be evident. Remove cap and apply a small amount of glue to one surface only. Bring surfaces together and apply slight pressure until adhesive grabs. 30 seconds. Allow at least 30 minutes for sufficient bond strength for practical use. So really 30 minutes is satisfactory time for this to work. So it says on here, if it appears dry, then just wipe on a bit of plastic because you should get a wet line on that. And then we've just got the super glue here, which we can just, or the Power Grip glue there. So as I said, this is my second one of these. I have used one before. The only issue I'd had is that when I finished using it before, I left it standing up, but it's still glue dried in the funnel here, in the funnel there, so it wasn't really good the second time around. But anyway, I know this has worked for me, so I'm going to have a crack at it. Just see if we can get this piece here to be glued up sufficiently to be resilient enough to handle being vacuumed with again without breaking off. Probably go about at least a day or so, I suppose, before we'll do that. So the question is, there's only one way these can go, which is a bonus. So at least I can work out which way around they should fit. So the neck goes on that way, this one goes on this way. Don't know what that's got on it. Seems to have, it must have a lot of wear marks on it. That one goes around that way, and away we go. So they seem to be fairly good in relation to being clean, dust free. Yeah, so pretty much you can see where these pieces are broken off. So they just goes back on there, and the other one goes back on there. So it's the same two pieces that are broken on each side. That's pretty much it. All that holds the head, this whole vacuum head on this piece. So it'll be a really good test to see how well this glue holds this together. So we'll see how this goes first. We'll just bring it up here and just see if that's going to mark it. See it goes on a bit wet. See that? See the different colour there? It does go on a bit wet. Some over this side here. Get down into there a bit. So I think I've got that on there everywhere it needs to be. A little bit just in there, it's a bit hard to get to. Same again over here, just make sure I've got these little bits on here as well. It's got to glue up on those side pieces. So there, that's the primer on. It doesn't say you need to wait for it to dry or not, or it needs to be wet, but we shall. This here just has a soft top and the cap just squeezes in to break the seal on the tube. I can feel it breaking just now. Not ready for that yet, because what's my mistake? Prime both pieces. I've got to prime this piece over here. So prime these ones up as well. Quite hard to see. I mean, it does go on wet, but it is quite hard to see it dry. It must dry really fast. And again here, just on where it's going to be glued. So just there, there. I don't know if I should be priming both of these at the same time and then gluing them straight afterwards, or should be priming it, gluing it, and then coming back to do the other piece. Anyway, it's done. So what we're going to do is going to put the glue on this one over here. So apply some glue to here. And this one here goes on there, so I'm just going to put him on. Appears to have gone on okay, so we'll do the other one while we're at it. Get them both on and get them to sit. Now we're going to put this piece here back on. So again here, glue on one piece only, put him on. It's not under really any pressure here, so no, it does need to be held a bit. It isn't quite attached, other than to my finger. Not attaching so well, this piece. The other piece went on really well and attached. This one not so much. The question is, does it mean I'm going to have trouble with it afterwards? Just hold it here for 30 seconds, make sure it gets a good grab. I think that's got him there now. Just don't know if there's a piece missing out of it just up here. Don't know if you can just see in that little bit there, seems to be a bit of an air gap there. So I might just drop a bit of glue in there as well to give it the best chance of staying together. So that's it there now. See a bit of glue on there. Sitting nice and straight. Seems to be sitting even that way as well. Looking straight down there. So it's going to have it nice and lined up. So really it's about letting that dry now and then seeing how it goes. So 30 minutes it says. So we'll see how it goes in 30 minutes. See whether we can reassemble it and get it back together again. And there we have it. So it seems to be holding okay. Let's put him on the vacuum. Just come over here and see how he goes. And vacuum head all put back together, cleaned and glued. Selleys Power Grip found to be a great product for doing different plastics. One last example, Camry Oil Cap. This is a 22-year-old 1994 Camry wagon, pretty much original everything, 407,000 kilometres. So checking the oil recently before the car was off for a 320 kilometre trip. When checking and topping up the oil and replacing the oil cap, the outer part of the oil cap came away from the middle piece. Just have a look at the picture here. So this became another opportunity to test Selleys Power Grip, because pretty much that's what we had available to initiate some sort of repair. So we thought this would be a good test on a 22-year-old plastic which would be undergoing a hot environment for a few hours. So cleaned up both the parts with carburetor cleaner because that didn't leave any residue. Applied the primer and the glue, waited sufficient time to dry and set, returned the oil cap to the engine, and received a call later in the day advising the oil cap is still in one piece after its long journey. So all I can say is another great outcome for Selleys Power Grip. So if you're looking for a glue that's not super glue and probably not an epoxy glue, this is a reasonably non-messy glue that holds pretty much, I wouldn't say all plastics, but certainly the plastics that I've tried it on, and so I'd stick with saying most plastics. Anyway, that's my review. Thanks very much for watching.